Jane here again. I'm up at the plot. It's the middle of July and all I can say is that this week in the UK it has been so blooming hot. And as I've mentioned before, I am not at all a heat person. So for me, whereas we're used to rain in July, that's the British norm, it's been way too hot to come out and do the gardening during the daytime. So it's literally been coming up in the evening, I don't do mornings, coming up in the evening and making sure everything's had a really good soak. And I know there's the argument of don't water in the evenings because you're attracting slugs to come and feast on your finely crafted lettuce. But you know what? Better they get a good soak in the evening than none at all. So it's just been, this last week has just been maintenance. And the reason I'm saying that is when I turn the camera around, I realise just how weedy it is. It's weedy. But you know what? We've just got to live along with that. And today, I thought I might do a bit of a before and after weed-wise, and then I thought that's just ridiculous. And then I thought, oh no, I'm looking now at the broad bean bed. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do with the broad beans and then the leeks. Look, sun's out again. And you know what, I've just got up here and there are so many little bits and pieces that I want to get on with. So I'm just going to bring you along and have a chat. I hope you don't mind. If you don't like the chat, turn it down because it ain't going to stop. A couple of things I do want to do though. I've got a feeling last time I came up there was a cucumber just about swelling up in that greenhouse, so I want to grab that, and I want to harvest a few potatoes and a few beetroot. But other than that, yeah, a few bits and pieces that I'll take you along and show you what I do. You want to see some weeds? There we go. That's the broad bean bed. And my excuse for that is these are all going to come up. And when these come up, the weeds will come up with them. We'll wait and see. You want to see some more weeds? This actually, the fruit cage was weeded fairly recently, but obviously the weeds are quite enjoying it in here. And I will take these off as and, oh, they've flowered. Oh dear, well, I will take them off presently so that all the little fluffy bits don't go everywhere. But yeah, you know, I think sometimes we really beat ourselves up about how it looks. If your crops are doing okay, which as a rule they are, don't mention the blueberries, look how healthy those raspberries are. Don't worry about the weeds too much. And I've just spotted something else that wasn't here a couple of days ago. The crow can see him. Can you see him over there? Let's have a little closer look. He is. A fine figure of a fellow. He's one of the self-seeders from last year, so I can't even remember what sort he is, but he's certainly brightening up the plot. But that actually brings me on to something else to do with sunflowers and their effects on nearby plants. So let me have a little chat with you about that. Okay, what we've got here are our little clump of self-seeded sunflowers, and yeah, I was prepared to leave them there this year until Mike decided to put our early potatoes in front of them, and I immediately went, no, allelopathy at Mike, and he had no idea what he meant. And to be honest, I didn't really know until I looked it up either. But what happens, you know, I'm a big fan of companion planting and I will use it where I can. I'm not a slave to it, but I'll use it, and I have seen the benefits, definitely. A couple of videos I'll put links to somewhere or other. But some plants do not work with other plants at all. And from what I can gather, the sunflower, I'm going to use some posh words, exudes some sort of substance from its roots that affects the potato tubers, and it can stunt their growth. It's the same with things like another bad companion plant for leeks, for example, or for broad beans. Broad beans and leeks do not go together because the broad beans exude something from their roots which can stunt the growth of the leeks, or is it the other way around? whichever it is, they're not good for each other, so don't do it. So once Mike did it, I said, no, leave them in, because I'd be really, really interested to see if these here fine fellas have had an effect on these very sorry looking fellas that are now desperate to be dug up. So I would imagine if this allelopathy thing has got anything to it, these in the middle here, right by the sunflowers, are going to be smaller and a lot less than those ones there. So I'm going to give them a little dig up and have a little look. Quite excited. Okay, one of the problems of having too many sheds and too big a space, and I've got to say a husband, the fact that you can never find a fork when you want them. So we've got this nice bright shiny spade which is bound to go through the at least 1 or 2 potatoes. Right, I've actually got 2 stalks coming up there. That's a weed, and there we are. Pull it up as we go. Nothing to worry about. Throw it over there. Okay, let's have a diggity dig and see what we've got. I'm going to try. Oh, look at that. That's a cheat. That must have been there from last time. Right, okay, over there you go. Let's have a little look. Crikey, this soil. Honestly, usually this soil is fairly damp underneath, but even when you're digging down a few inches, it's really not doing too well at all. Right, all I want to be able to do here is dig up the holms, however you say it. Holms. Here we go. 1 potato, 2 potato. Oh, that one's got a bit of damage on. That'll be cut out. And then 3 potato. Right, here we go. Let's go for a dig. Right, that's more like it. 1, 2. Again, the thing is, digging when the soil's this dry, usually you can get your hand right down, but if you look at that, look, I've just pulled that up. It's sticking together, but dear me, not good at all. Okay, let's see if I can find any more potatoes. Here we go, 1, 2. Okay, so we've got 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. That's got a bit of damage as well. 5 potato, just missed. Come on, 6 potato, where are you? 6 potato, not looking great. Are we going to make it to double figures? 7 potato. At least let's get to the more. Okay, dig again, Jane. There's always hope. This was 2. I suppose those are reasonably large, or 3 of them are, the new potatoes. So maybe all the energy went into them. Falling over now. There we are. Let's have a go. Come on, there must be more of you down there. Have I missed you out? Oh, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato. More. There we are. I was just digging in the wrong place. Okay, a little bit more. So they're a good size. Not many of them, but an okay haul. I'm going to keep digging, see if I can find any more, and then we'll have a little look at this one's right by the sunflower. Okay, now what we're going to do is come all the way to the bottom of the sunflower. And if I can fix my camera properly, you can see the one I'm going to go for, can't you? There, him. It actually looks like a healthier plant. I mean, it doesn't, it actually looks dead, but let's see how many we're going to get from that. Can you see if I do that? Yeah, you can. Right, okay, here we go. Let's remove the horns. Pull them up. Oh, look, that's better already, isn't it? Turn them around, hold on. Let's just check you can see. Can you see that? We didn't get that in the other one, did we? Now they are smaller. That's it. Very, very small, but really, the tops were dead, weren't they? They're not going to come. So, we've pulled them off and already they look better. So maybe this whole allelopathy is just something to twist your tongue, because There we are. I'm just digging with my hands now. Let's put that there. Yep, nice size. Soil is about the same here as it is over there. Very, very dry. The thing is, we don't have hose pipes. We have a hose pipe to fill the bottom water butts, but the rest isn't. We're not allowed to actually use the hose pipe to water our top beds. They've all got to be done from whatever we've collected in the butts. So it may be that the others just didn't get enough water, but I'm still going. You know, the one I said would be rubbish. I'm still going with it. There we are, and that's just with my hands. Okay, so if I get the spade in there, we'll see how many more we can find. Let's pop that. I'm going to move that out of the way for a sec while I take it all back. Look at that! There is a clear difference in how many more we got from, can you see this one? They're the ones right by the sunflowers that are meant to be all stunted and not there. And they're the ones that had the freedom of the land. Okay, and actually these ones have got some damaged ones in. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe it was just a bad plant. And these were quite healthy, but yeah, clear cut to me. Doesn't make an ape of the difference. Not this time. You ready? Come on. Come on. This way. Good girls. There we go. Oh, where's Sybil? Where's Sybil? There's always one. Come on, you. Sybil. Here we go, sweetheart. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go on, good girl. Oh. That's it. This way, Sybil. Come on. There we go. There we go. Good girls. There we are. There we go. Flowers are starting to fill in this bit, but there's so many fallen apples off the cooking apple tree. I know that we get June drop anyway, but I think the dry and the heat have forced it to get rid of more than it normally would. Thank goodness the chickens got a roof on their coop. I really fancy a couple of roast beetroot over the next day or two, which is my favourite way to have them. These are boltardy, and for those who are interested, oh look, that's a tiny one. These were both sown and planted out during the waning moon period. Now I know a lot of you will say, Jane, that's way too small, but that is going to be so sweet, but that's not the one I'm going for anyway. And yeah, although we haven't planted any in the waxing period to compare them with, these are looking pretty good. Okay, little and large, oh bless them. I'll get one more and take to my daughters. That would be more the size I want it at, really. I don't, look at that, look at that. He's even moving around like he's having a little after dinner dance, you know. So yeah, I think what we might do, it's a shame to waste the whole beetroot, but I think that side will probably get chopped. I wonder if the chickens like beetroot. I wonder if they turn the eggs pink. Well, that'll be interesting. Anyway, I'm taking it anyway because I've got 3 lovely beetroot there, which I don't know if you can see or not because I've got the camera at such a funny angle. There we go. There we go. Little, it's like the 3 bears. Okay, right, okay. I think that'll do us for now. there we have it. Today's little haul. New potatoes, eggs, mange tout, weird little cucumber, beetroot, and the beetroot leaves. So yeah, if you can think of a suggestion that's anything other than an omelette, answers on a postcode please. But oh, it's so nice being able to pick our own tea. Right, from what I can gather, the key is to wiggle yourself as far into the hammock as you can before letting go. Right, okay, kick off the boots. Look, did that look really natural and like I've done it lots of times now? I have done it quite a few times, but usually with some form of accident along the way. And what I've got this time, I've actually got, remember last time I was hanging around like a Christmas bauble, always facing the wrong way? Well, this time I'm pinned up to that bar there, so I'm actually probably not going to swing off, but I could just suddenly go ping at any minute. I'll be catapulted over the trees over there, but that's worth it. It's so nice once you're in. Thing is, once you're in, it's not that easy to get out, so you tend to stay in it a bit longer, but that makes it more relaxing. Anyway, yeah, so I just thought I'd bring you along for an afternoon where I'm just doing a few bits and bobs, because as gardeners, we don't always go up to the allotment with the idea of getting something done from start to finish and showing other people along the way. I mean, it's nice when it happens and it makes for a good video, but yeah, you know, there are so many other things to do, and that's it. It's just like bits and pieces, and that's what's lovely about this time of year. You know, there's all sorts of bits and pieces to do. No big projects. I'm facing that way now, aren't I? I need to be around that way because look, the sun's coming through there. That's lovely. Yeah, and it's been nice to spend time up here because it's been so hot during the day, as I've said, in the last at least a week. We've got, here in the UK, we've got a weather warning. That looks really wonky now. We've got a weather warning. I'm tempting fate here for the weekend, which may be when you see this, but particularly next Sunday and Monday, with highs of 31. Honestly, have I got ants in my pants? I don't think I have, but I just can't get the right angle. There we are. I'll stop now, I'll stop fidgeting. Yeah, so I will not be coming up to the allotment, and I will be using lots of the measures that I've been reading about regarding watering, regarding mulching your plants. I did put a question up over on the Facebook group to ask people to give us some top hot weather tips. What do you do when it's hot? And the main ones that came through was just make sure that when you water, give things a really, really good soak. Better off to give your plants a really good soak every 2 or 3 days than go and just wet the surface, you know, twice a day, because that's just going to evaporate. And you saw from when I dug those potatoes before, at the moment it's dry 3 or 4 or even 5 inches down, and the water, you think the roots are down there, they're not on the surface. The roots need to get water right down to them down there. So yeah, most of the tips said about watering, deep watering, but I thought a particularly good one came from Danny over at the Grapevine allotment, and Grapevine Garden now. If you haven't been, go and have a look. He's got a beautiful garden, and he suggested when you remove your rhubarb leaves, because I think everybody's rhubarb's going over at the minute, if it hasn't a long time ago. Those rhubarb leaves are big things, and you can just put them on your ground after you've watered as a bit of a mulch. I thought that was a great idea, really good idea. It might encourage slugs, but it's definitely going to stop that moisture evaporating in the incessant heat that we've been getting. But yeah, so do be careful. But the main thing really is look after yourself. Make sure topping up with water lots of times, cream, hat if you need it, or just don't go out and bake in the midday sun. So I'd be really interested to know what you're harvesting at the minute. We are in, you know, you tend to think of harvest being the end of the season, but we're harvesting constantly now. Every time you come up, even if it's just one or two things, we're picking things to take home for our food, which is just the whole point of growing your own food, because it tastes so much better, doesn't it? So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed sort of pottering alongside me. I've got the July tour coming up very, very soon. So we'll have a better look around the garden then, and it might be a bit less weedy, because you do feel, I know I was saying about weeds, but you do feel if anything is going to make you tidy up, it's doing a tour. So yeah, I might spend a bit of time on that and then before the next one. But let me know what you think about the allelopathy argument with the sunflowers and potatoes. Have you ever come across it before? Have you suffered from it before? I'm not convinced by that not very good experiment. Maybe I need to look into it a bit more, but from what I could see, the sunflowers did the potatoes the world of good. But who knows? Anyway, do come along and say hello on the Facebook group. Everyone's sort of picking and showing their harvest at the minute. It's really nice to share. Come along to Instagram, and if you just want to look at pretty pictures, that's nice. Email links below. But most of all, give me a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.